Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lifesize Live, the live web show produced entirely through the Lifesize platform. I'm your host, Julian Fields, and with me today, Jordan Caulfield, Enterprise Account Executive here at Lifesize. Really excited about today's topic. We're talking about the new art of closing the deal and some of the best practices for using technology to help with your communications.
Great to be here, Julian. Thanks so much for having me. I think it's really exciting to kind of talk about using video to do sales and whatnot. The old way of doing things was a little bit trying, I have to say, and I'd imagine it's something a lot of our current customers still do, and that's booking, travel to just basically attend a sales meeting. That initial meeting, per se, right?
Yeah, it sounds hilarious to me to think about it now, but go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think having an initial meeting over video is probably a smarter way to kind of figure out whether it does make sense to take that next meeting out there. But there's a lot that goes into having a travel plan to go to a specific city and have meetings. It doesn't make sense to just have one, right? You want to book several to make it worth your time, and you probably want to make it, plan around multiple days and the like. And to be able to make it make sense, you probably want to have maybe 3 or 4, which is about the peak you can have of meetings in a day.
Okay, so you got 8 hours for 4 meetings.
Yep, that's right. So, most people don't really want to meet around 8 a.m. in person. No. In fact, most people don't even want to meet in person at all. There's a lot that goes into that. They have to dress differently. They have to prepare their office for your visit and everything. And then they have to entertain you when you come. But there's a lot that goes into that. And I would say 9 is probably your first kind of opportunity to have a meeting, in another city. So you have to be there the day before, book hotel travel and everything to get there. And then your next meeting, I would say probably 10 wouldn't work because you got to travel to that next place, assuming it's a city like Houston or Minneapolis where you kind of have to travel across the city to get there. So 11's your spot, right? So a little bit tricky to do that because it butts right up against the lunch meeting, which is for your key customer you want to meet with. And then, what do you got, 2 o'clock? I mean, if you had to guess,
if you get back from luncheon time, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, who knows? That lunch could go long and, you'd have to cut it short. Anyways, so we're looking at 9, maybe lunchtime, maybe a 2 o'clock if you get back in time. So that's 3, maybe a happy hour meeting turns into a dinner. Next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock. You haven't followed up with the people from the 9 o'clock meeting with the answers that you've forgotten what you've needed to come back with.
Right.
In the travel from one place to the next, you haven't been able to kind of answer any of the other kind of inquiries that you've needed to answer.
Coming in.
Absolutely, whether it be a phone call, an email. It's just it's quite a hassle.
Sounds like a dead day.
Yeah, for sure. But turns out there's this technology out there.
Go on.
Yes, this technology exists. I know it's hard to believe. This technology exists where you can actually have these initial meetings and conversations with people using high quality video communication tools, where you can have those real high quality discussions. You can do qualification. You can determine how much time you want to invest in some of these topics.
And that seems like the key there, because not all leads are going to be the same. And if you're treating them all with going out to lunch and dinner, and you're going to ruin a lot of days.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, Lifesize was selling large $100,000, non-scalable enterprise video conferencing solutions that were on premise. And, they were great. It was the best stuff of the time. But now with a highly scalable cloud solution, it may make more sense to have those initial conversations over video, leveraging that technology before you go all in on the lobster dinner and whatnot.
Now you can put a video system in a closet and call it a studio.
That's right, like we're doing here. Great job, by the way, on this.
Thanks.
So I've been using some tools that I find to be very effective. One is a little scheduling tool called FreeBusy, and basically it's just this thing that syncs up with your calendar. It's free. You send it out to whoever you like, and they can just basically get visibility to your calendar and say, boom, it looks like Jordan's available for 30 minutes at this time. Click on that and schedule the call.
A lot better than email me 4 times that work for you, and then by the time you get that email, you've already...
I cannot express enough frustration with how that previous process worked. I'd send times for this week, and who knows, maybe next week. And you spend 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes looking at your calendar going, okay, I could do this time. Oh, they're in Eastern time zone. I have to do some conversion here. And, oh, there's another participant in the West Coast. Okay, FreeBusy is pretty cool. And then it just does that all for you. Yeah. They respond back and, boom, we've got a time. And then we send out a link to meet over Lifesize Cloud, which is the best solution out there on the market. And I think we've got several third parties that would confirm that.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
And they could join right from their browser, which is
right.
Great. Because I know, on my end, I get asked to participate in sales calls. Somebody, I'm looking for a new product. They don't always recognize that I'm from Lifesize maybe. So they send me a fly-by-night type meeting solution.
An inferior solution.
An inferior solution. I've got to download it, first of all. Didn't realize I was going to have to create an account for this program just so I could meet with you to then, and the whole time I'm making a judgment in my head, okay, I do not want to do business with you because you can't even get a good meeting right.
Yeah, and do some research on what my company is anyways. That's a whole other topic. Yeah, but there's a lot that we can, garner in that initial conversation that you really don't get over a telephone call. Body language, nonverbal communication. There's a study you guys recently cited.
Yeah, I know it dates back forever, but talking about 80% of all communication is nonverbal. The things that you can read in someone's face and their posture, just all these different elements that turn into a conversation. It's not just the words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of these things. One is like if someone leans in, they're more interested in what you have to say. If they kind of lean back, they're distancing themselves. Yeah. Just general kind of body language things. If people are kind of doing, something with their foot, it's what we call happy feet. Yeah. There's all kinds of little things you can pick up on in that conversation when you can see someone.
Yeah. And if you've lost them, maybe you're going over features and one of them didn't land, you can go back and say, hey, this is really great because you're able to do this. And then you kind of reestablish kind of the benefits that you're talking through.
That's right. And, the audio call, while it's something a lot of people use, sometimes I'm like, what are your thoughts on all that? Or what do you think? Am I hitting a nerve here? Or did I lose you? Are you still on the phone? And you don't know because, more than likely, they're on their own smartphone, kind of doing whatever else they do.
Trying to multitask, which is
Impossible.
Yes.
You're just rapidly switching between tasks and not doing any of them very well.
For anybody that is doing a lot of audio conference calls, I recommend going to lifesize.com/bingo. We've got a conference call bingo program that we put together, and it's re-viralized lately because there's been a lot of talk about it. Essentially, you log in, you get a bingo card of all the different distractions that happen throughout the call, and you're able to kind of knock off a bingo real quickly when you hear a baby crying in the background, somebody saying, oh, hi, who just joined? Like, if you're on a video call, you can see who just joined. You don't need to ask that question.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, a little plug.
That's good content right there. And yeah, just mute yourself when you're not talking. It's kind of a basic concept that I don't know why no one grasps it, but I think we're right at the beginning of a major shift in people adopting this kind of technology and starting to just use it. I mean, you look at kids are using FaceTime and various other free solutions to communicate with each other. They're using that as a preferred option. And I think that those folks are going to grow up and want to be in business, and they're going to need a high quality way of meeting people as well.
So from 4 meetings a day, what would you say, video conferencing helps you achieve today?
From 4, I think I could ratchet that up to probably 6, maybe even 7. And the biggest shift I found is adjusting my proposed meeting time from an hour, which I think is the default. It's like a round number, fits in that calendar block, and adjusting it to like 30 minutes. Yep. Because in an in-person meeting, no one is ever going to meet with you for 30 minutes in person. Right. They're going to expect to meet an hour. They're going to be late. They're always
come
late.
all this way. I need to show you around. Do all these things.
And it's just taking more of my time that I don't need to be entertained.
And your customers' time.
Yeah, this isn't Thanksgiving. We're not visiting and everything. It's this is I'm coming to visit to tell you about what we can do. So if I can do it on video and book that for 30 minutes. In the event it runs over, I've got a little buffer because I left that buffer. Yep. I'm not booking back-to-back 30-minute meetings, but I'm doing a 10 to 10:30, 11, 11:30, so on and so forth. And I found that to be really efficient because when people look at the calendar invite being for 30 minutes, they kind of feel like we got to, cut right to it and compress the discussion.
Yeah.
So I found that to be pretty effective, and you can really have 5-6 discussions, maybe 7 or 8 in a day.
And it gives you the ability to follow up immediately. You don't have to wait until you get the next bit of Wi-Fi at a coffee shop between meetings and all that sort of thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think as we wrap up, maybe you could leave us with kind of your key thoughts on this new way of sales.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just say that how can you be more efficient? How can you be more impactful with the time that you have? Time is our most precious resource. It's finite. We only have so much of it in a day, yet we are asked to do more with that every day. And just booking more travel and more flights and hotels and spending more time traveling around isn't going to accomplish that. Right. It isn't scalable. What is scalable? A technology that can come almost as good as being in person and meeting with someone is that type of technology that can accomplish that. Look for things that can do that. It would be one of the things I would suggest there. And then also try to make those discussions more meaningful and impactful, because who benefits from just having time blocked where no one's accomplishing anything and gaining anything from either side. So leverage that kind of technology to see whether someone's really interested in your solutions to determine whether you want to spend more time discussing it. And
we're not saying no travel ever.
That's right.
But save that for when it really, really matters. You're following up with a customer that you have a great relationship with, and that it's not going to put them out to go out to dinner with you that night. It's
absolutely.
Save it for that special occasions.
Absolutely. No, I'd say maybe that second, third, or even fourth meeting, as we've determined that not only does my product have a need in your organization, but everything else is kind of hitting on all cylinders. The price makes sense, and timeline, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Maybe it makes sense for me to come on site and kind of help do a more in-depth onboarding.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us. This is, I think, a topic that relates to anyone, whether you're in sales or you're just communicating with people face to face, and it matters.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh, and special shout out to our friends over at ISE. Just picked up Best in Show award for the Lifesize app. So congratulations, everyone there.
It's awesome.
And everyone at home, we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.